Welcome here on the Edward Fowler Show, live here on YouTube every single night. Well, not every single night, but every single week we bring you new content. And tonight we are joined by a wonderful interviewer slash singer slash songwriter slash host, a trade of all tracks or tracks of all trades here tonight. Joining us in Miami, Florida. Welcome to Miami. How are you doing? And it is, of course, the lovely Kid Cadet, if that's how you pronounce it. Oh, good. I wasn't sure.
No, you got it. Yeah, and I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm doing as well as I can be with everything going on in the world right now, and just staying inside and staying safe and trying to stay healthy. So, yeah.
Good to hear. And so I'm just trying this out again. I'm hoping this will work. We're having some technical difficulties, so if you do this on YouTube as a premiere, then you know why. We did try to go into live tonight, but for some reason YouTube's not allowing it tonight for some reason. It does happen. It does happen, doesn't it? So we all hope to have things back to normal ASAP. So let's talk about this then. So you have done a lot of things, and I want to know, compare this to this time last year. How busy is your schedule usually in this month compared to from last year to now? Because this year, there's been going on. Have you been able to do anything like over Zoom or Skype? I know you do a Facebook Live. I think you do on Facebook under the GalaxyCon page. I could be wrong. You might show it to your own page as well. And you had some great guests on there so far. You had Chris Van Vliet, who's been on this very show. You've had on, I think you may, because I can't remember if this is under the same category, because you do another podcast as well, don't you? So I'm trying not to mix them both up. So if I do,
it's okay.
Correct me. You've had on Dave Bautista on your show as well, and had on some other huge celebs, haven't you, as well, from other sports, from I think comic shows, like maybe I'm gonna randomly say stuff here, so my apologies. But yeah, because
okay.
You've had some brilliant people on the show, and it's amazing how many amazing people you've had on the show in a short amount of time under these 4 months of this lockdown, or even longer. Because usually you host these shows like in front of a live audience, basically like a panel, don't you? Usually, but
exactly,
since that can't happen, you have to use technology, and how's that been going for you? Are you enjoying that, or do you prefer being in front of a live environment?
So it's tough to say. I think when you're in front of a live audience, you can feed off of the live audience. You hear people laughing and clapping, and then they have the opportunity to a microphone, and they get to see the guests and meet the guests and ask the questions. Whereas in this virtual form, you pretty much don't get any feedback from an audience. So you're just talking to another person or whoever many people, that you're having a conversation with. So you don't really get the instant feedback that you would get doing a live panel. But on the flip side, because everybody right now is in the same situation where we're all at home quarantining, then you do have the opportunity to maybe talk to some guests that you wouldn't necessarily get to see at either a convention, or maybe would be too busy on tour to have the opportunity to either come to a Comic-Con or do an interview. So I think that that's been a benefit by being at home, is that other people are also at home. And in that scenario, then sometimes you have the opportunity to talk to people that maybe you wouldn't have that chance to talk to. So
yeah,
I guess that's the one. I'm trying to find the positives in all of this, because there certainly are a lot of negatives, and I'm trying to be an optimist. And so that's the one optimistic thing that I think of, is opportunities that you wouldn't necessarily have.
Yeah, and as well, I think your show, the show you co-host / produce, I'm guessing.
Rock around the ring, yes.
Yeah, it's bringing a positive light, and it takes your mind off the current situation we're all in by having a good old conversation with your favorite actor or favorite pro wrestler or comic legend, or it may be. And who has been some of your favorite guests you've had on so far?
Gosh.
And any interesting or funny stories as well from these amazing guests you've had on your show and a part of your panels and such?
Sure. Okay, so it's very hard to pick a favorite because I have different favorites for different reasons. But let me say this. My favorite guest that I've had that has never been to a Comic-Con or a convention would be Corey Taylor, who is the singer for Slipknot and Stone Sour. And he's done a couple things within like the WWE. He's a big wrestling fan as well. And, he's had his music featured at various events. So getting someone like Corey to be on a stream has been so cool. He's also somebody that I call a dear friend. I've seen him on tour a couple times, and he's one of the nicest, most wonderful humans that you would ever have the opportunity to meet or speak to. So I'm a fan of his for that reason, because he is so nice and so kind and so wonderful, but also for him giving me the time, to come on the show twice now. I'm working on getting him back for a third time, so hopefully that will be the case. We'll see. Obviously, Dave Bautista is also another good friend of mine. I was supposed to perform some of my original music at his Hall of Fame party, but unfortunately, with everything in the world, that didn't happen. But yeah, him coming on, I appreciate that. I would say one of my favorite moments or episodes was when we had him and Mick Foley, who actually officiated my wedding, which is a totally different story. But him and Mick Foley playing Step Brothers Trivia was one of my favorite moments because Mick is a Step Brothers aficionado. That is his movie. He quotes it all the time. He always asked me and my husband Step Brothers trivia at our own wedding. So I was like, oh yeah, this is easy. He got this. And then Batista came in and kind of, off the record, kicked his butt a little bit. So yeah, that was probably my favorite moment was the Step Brothers trivia. I mean, there's been so many moments. It's so hard to pick and choose. We've been doing this since I think March now. Crikey. So yeah, it's it's hard to just pinpoint a moment, but those are two of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're not checking them out, you have to. And where can they find these awesome shows you guys do? And how often do you guys put out content? Is it every day? Is it once a week? How often do you guys do it?
Okay, so we are under the hub of the convention, which is GalaxyCon. So if you go to facebook.com/GalaxyCon, then you can find out about all the upcoming stuff we have. So my personal stream with my best friend Danica, we stream every Monday. If you're into comic books and comic creators and illustrators, there is a show on Tuesday called GalaxyCon Talks Comics. And then throughout the week and weekend, we have, I guess, what we're going to call page streams, where you'd have the opportunity to meet face-to-face, virtually, some of your favorite celebrities. So, this past weekend, we had William Shatner. I hosted a panel for JDF, who's the original Green Power Ranger. And, whatever your fandom may be, we've had the opportunity to stream with them live. So if you like Ruby, if you like Star Trek, The Next Generation, we have a little bit of everything. So it's facebook.com/GalaxyCon Live, or you could just go directly to GalaxyCon.com for all the upcoming events. So I guess that's my little plug.
It is, yes, feel free. That's what we do here on the Powder Show. We like to plug people's content, that we do here, and you can plug it as much as you like as well. I mean, we just plugged your social media, but I have now retweeted you the new link. So again, apologies for that. We're now the stream is now running normal for what I'm looking for. Oh, nice phone. Nice phone cover you have there.
Thank you. My cactus, bang bang.
Yeah, I thought we were taxes then for a moment, and I realized what it was.
But I'm trying to find this link. I don't see it, so I'm trying to tweet it out. But
I found I tweet it to you, so it's on your. I tweet to you, so if you check your notification on Twitter, you should receive it.
Okay. I will check. We'll make it happen. Oh, there it is.
There you go. Hope you found it. There you go. I'm not going to delete that one now. And so because we linked, because I changed the link early on today, and then for some reason it decided not to work properly. So there we go. Apologies for that. But it's been all that time hyping the stream up on YouTube, and then also it did not work. Happens every now and again. So I can only apologies for that, but anyway, you've also done. Now I planned that last night because I did some late night research before today. I thought, I need to do some research on you. No, this is good. But I did not know this. But many people might recognize your voice from such podcasts with Talk is Jericho, or even the old Eric Bischoff show, because you did some voiceover singing which is fantastic, you know. And it's a shame that I could be wrong. I don't think Chris Jericho does use your voice anymore for that intro. Am I wrong?
No. So I've actually done 2 intros for Jericho. The first one I did was a cover of his actual song that he does use weekly, and then the second one was like an original one. He uses it like every now and again. But back when I first did the song, which is, gosh, I don't even remember when that was, 2 years ago? What month is it? What day is it?
It's July.
Yeah, sure, great. I don't know anymore. But back when I initially did it, he would use it pretty often, but you know, maybe it's time to do another one.
Yes.
You know, maybe it's time for version 3.
I think so.
As far as the Bischoff one, that was for like his initial podcast, and I did a song for it that they used at the end. So I don't know whether that's still a podcast. I haven't been really good about keeping up with podcasts since quarantine. I have so many that I like used to listen to like on my daily drives, and now I'm just home.
Yeah, you're home all the time. But I do hope that you do get a chance to go back outside eventually and be able to go back to some sort of normal, enjoy some of these fantastic podcasts you listen to, because I'm sure they are great, and the people who put them together are some amazing talent. Because again, people might think it's easy, you know, just get a podcast, man, get some equipment, and Bob's your uncle, you're good to go. But no, it's a lot harder than that. As I know, to get guests on the show and such, and having technical difficulties every now and then. But I mean, I think we should get a version 3. You should contact Le Champion and tell him that your voice is the best
right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
I should text him.
You should text him. Yeah, maybe.
Listen here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen here, Mr. Jerry. I think he's on vacation. I don't know. Like I spoke with him a couple weeks ago.
He's on vacation, no? Just message him. He's always available, I'm guessing. He's always available. He's always got time for you. But I think your voice was the best voice for his intro. I don't know. I don't know why it is, but that's just my opinion. I think your voice is the best for his intro. It's like, talk is Jericho. That's the current one. I think it's a bit too rock and roll, while your one is much more. It's I don't know. I don't know. There's something about it which is a bit rock and rolly, but you can sing along it better.
Yeah.
I don't know where I can explain it better than that, but that's the way I come across that when I listened to it about 5 times last night.
I do like the cowbell in his version, though. I don't remember if we put a cowbell in my version or not. I think maybe when I did the initial first version of the actual cover, maybe there was cowbell. You can never have enough cowbell.
No, you can't unless you're Le Champion, and then you can do it with lights, can't you? You know. So, how did you and Chris Jericho meet, by the way?
Oh gosh, how did we meet? I don't honestly remember. I think it was maybe just through like a group of friends, and I did the same thing that you did as far as like reaching out and asking him for an interview. Okay. So I think that's the first time I met him. I had reached out to him asking for an interview, and then he said okay. He was doing a show about 2 hours from where I live, so I went to go see Fozzy. By the way, Fozzy rocks. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to see Fozzy live, it is one of the best live shows I've ever been to, and I've seen some incredible bands. Fozzy is right up there. Jericho is, I mean, he's a showman. So yeah, I went to go see him play, and then afterwards I interviewed him for the first time, and then we kind of just like kept in touch from there. I've been trying to get him to come to comic conventions, but he is just the world's busiest man. If he's not doing this, he's doing that. You know, it's hard. He's in a band, and he's also, you know, in AEW, so he's very busy. But I think it was maybe he knew about me through like a circle of friends, and then I just, you know, reached out to him. I wish it was a better story than that. It wasn't that.
No. I'm sure maybe one day Le Champion might be able to refresh your mind of what may have happened. But again, you never know. His version might be a bit different to how it really went down from your version, so we have to wait and see what really happens there.
I do have a funny story, though.
Oh, go on.
So, my friend that went up with me at the time, he had a Tesla, and I mean, I'm assuming he still has the Tesla, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but we like went out to eat before his show, because in the morning he was doing like a radio interview, and then at night he had the Fozzie show. So my friends and I went out to lunch with him. I don't know, like, I'm not a Tesla like person. I don't know how this stuff works, but he was supposed to plug in the Tesla to charge, and he didn't. So his car completely died. So we were like stranded. We're like, oh no, the show starts in 45 minutes. So we had to call an Uber, and we had to leave his poor little drained Tesla in the parking lot. But we did go back and get it. But I felt so bad. I mean, yeah.
I would feel bad as well, yeah. But luckily,
I'm sure it's fine now.
well, that's good. I'm glad that to hear. But luckily, I hope he wasn't late for his own show.
No, we got there like we kind of close, but yeah, he made it.
Oh, that's good to know. Because otherwise, he might rename his events as the Late Fozzie Show, or maybe the late Fozzie. You know what I mean? Go with the late show, hosted by a fellow Brit.
By the way, James Corden is my number one. I love James Corden. Oh my gosh! If I can interview, like, I have a list of people I want to interview, and he is on there.
Oh,
I
good.
love him.
I do hope you get a chance to interview him, because again, I never met him personally myself, but I mean, you know, he is quite funny. Of course, we all know him over here because he does other TV shows, and I don't know if you guys get any of his shows over there, apart from the Late Show. I don't know if you do or not. Do you?
No, but I know he was on Doctor Who, right? Like, didn't he have a I don't know, a part on Doctor Who?
He may have done. I think he might have been a cameo on there, but I know he was more famous from a TV show which he co-written as well, called Gavin and Stacey.
Never heard of that one, but I will add it to the list.
It was a sitcom, and it was very funny over here, and it came back for the first time at Christmas Day, and it got a 24.2 million viewer rating on it.
That's amazing.
I know.
But he's amazing, so I'm not surprised.
Funny. But, you know, again, your shows are very successful as well on the social media. You know, we're getting tons of views and tons of comments from great people. So I mean, like, who are some of your dream guests then, who you like to have on the show, or even interview / maybe even do a panel with? I know you've done a panel with one of the great people from what's the show name, The Flash, which is on the CW network on Sky One here in the UK. How was that, by the way? That's a very cool guest you had on.
Okay,
to host, to say.
Right. So that was at a different convention called MakeItCon that was in Orlando, Florida, I believe. They do quite a few events. So I don't know where I am. I just know I show up and do my job. So getting to meet him was really cool because, like, I beatbox. I'm not great at it, but, like, you know, when I'm bored or if, like, I'm not listening to a podcast in the car, I'm usually beatboxing.
Yeah.
My husband will tell you this. I'm sure it's annoying. But he also beatboxes. So before we, like, went out to start the panel, he's like, hey, like, we should beatbox together. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. And we, like, went out there and we, like, did a little beatbox and started the panel. But, yeah, I remember him being very kind as well. There was so many. I mean, there was thousands of people, and that panel's nuts. Yeah, that was a really fun time.
Was that one of your biggest panels you've done in front of those amount of people, or is there a particular panel you've done which was like maybe one of your biggest you've done in your career so far?
Batista, both times that I've hosted for him live, has had quite a few thousand people.
Oh yeah,
Harry Potter, I did a panel for, like, the twins from Harry Potter and Bonnie Wright, and that was huge as well. Like, standing room only, like, fire marshal coming in, like, you have to blocking the entrance. Offhand, I would say those two. Alice Cooper always really draws a really big crowd, and of course he's my number one favorite. So yeah, offhand, but it's tough to say. Like, I'd have to, like, go back through all my pictures and try to remember each thing individually. But yeah. Offhand, those are standouts.
Nice. Some spectacular guests you've had the privilege to host. Now, I was on the GalaxyCon website yesterday. Now, this might be out of date on there. Might not have been updated. But now they've got some shows advertised on there for March. I'm guessing that was this past March. Is that correct? Was that maybe, or do you mean, or was that going to be next March? I'm not really that sure.
That's a good question. We had a show in February.
Right.
So right at the end of February, we were in Richmond, and then that's kind of when the world went crazy.
Okay.
So that was our last convention. The next one, tentatively, is in December. So we'll be in Raleigh in December, but it's kind of hard to know, and I'm not the person to make that call or really have that information. So tentatively we'll be in Raleigh, maybe.
Whereabouts is that? I've never heard of that place before. Sorry to say, I've never heard of it.
Raleigh?
Yeah.
So it's in North Carolina.
North Carolina, okay.
It's a nice little 2-hour flight from maybe 2.5 hours from Miami. Not too bad.
Not too bad, is it? No, it's not too bad at all. Actually, no. And do you know who's going to be there then? Who do you know who the panel might be, or is that not going to be announced until if that event actually does happen? I hope it does. We do need.
I hope it does too. Typically they would be doing guest announcements now because we do a bunch of conventions every year. And in addition to GalaxyCon, I also work for a convention called Spooky Empire, which also takes place in Florida. And unfortunately, they both canceled their events. So it's just tough, but it's one of those things. I was actually telling my mom earlier that I've come to terms with it because I'm very blessed to be healthy, and I am able to work from home, and so is my husband. So, I feel devastated for the people running these conventions because it's such a tough call to have to cancel, but safety first.
Of course, so, yes, absolutely,
next year.
Hopefully next year. Depends how this all goes. Hopefully to the good side next year. Now as well, your singing career. How did that all start? And can we expect any new songs coming out in the coming months?
Oh, sure. Okay, my singing career. Boy, this is a big story. I've been singing my whole life. Like, I came out singing. My dad is also a singer. And actually, we recently auditioned for America's Got Talent together, which was, I'm not sure. I'm sure you have, like, Britain's Got Talent and all those, right?
Yeah, well, I believe Britain's Got Talent was the first talent show to begin.
OG, right. And then I think your version of American Idol was actually before ours too. I don't know. Simon Cowell's just out here doing stuff, making and whatnot.
Yeah.
And Simon Fuller, I forget his last name. Anyway,
Simon Cowell.
Yeah. Well, and then the other guy. There's another guy.
Oh yes.
Simon Fuller, I think, also is like the producer.
The bald guy, is it? Do you mean the bald guy?
Maybe bald hair. Who knows? So I was really big growing up into musical theater. I was trained like in Broadway style music, and then I fell in love with like opera, and then I don't know, pop music was just always something that I really enjoyed. So when I grew out of my music theater phase, I guess you never really grow out of it, but when I went away to like college is when I really stopped doing music theater and I pursued a different degree. But when I moved back home after college, I was like, I miss music. I really want to get back into it. So I got together with a group of people that, helped me at the time. It wasn't my type of music. I'm like pop and rock, and I was singing like Latin music and like R&B and like even hip hop. I was rapping. You don't want to hear that. It's not great. But, I did have some really cool opportunities. I won a Latin Grammy with a gentleman named Don Omar, who is like, it's cool. Like, I had my moments. I did a song with this lady named Trina, who, I shouldn't say lady, she's one of the biggest rappers in the world.
I was going to say, this lady, yeah. You try to downplay it there.
I listen, Trina, if you're watching, hey girl. But then I realized that I was doing music for other people and not myself. And I met this gentleman named Vinny Vendito, and he really, really helped me, get back into finding my own style. And then another gentleman named Stevie Marks. And then I guess over the past year and a half, I've been traveling to Austin, Texas to kind of work on a different type of music. I put out a song, I guess a month ago now, and I do have 2 more songs that I plan on putting out as soon as my husband has time to design the graphics for me. So soon as he is not so busy, then I'll have a couple more songs coming out. One's called Quicksand and one is called This Kind of Love. So
cool. And I believe this is where we're going to plug some more, so please feel free to correct me if I do have any of this wrong, but you can I believe it might be on YouTube under your channel, I think, is that right? And also on Spotify maybe as well.
some of them are on YouTube, but they're mostly on Spotify and Apple Music.
There you go, Apple Music and Spotify. Because I went to because on Google, when I typed your name on Google, because you're famous, of course.
Oh, God.
And it mentioned a YouTube channel, so I clicked on your YouTube channel, and I think it may have linked me to the wrong channel. I might be wrong, but
Oh, no.
On the YouTube channel it said link me to, you only had 2 subscribers on there. Is that the correct channel?
No, that's not. It might be like a one that's generated when you like put out a song called like Topic or Tropic or something. No, mine's just youtube.com/Kid Cadet. So, and I have like old interviews up, like when I interviewed like Ricochet and Rhino and a couple other ones. I do have some songs up there. I've been terrible at updating my YouTube. I haven't done it.
No. But I'm glad we can put that to rest, because people might go on Google and do the same thing I did and then decide to go to a YouTube channel thinking you have
weird.
loads of videos on there, and then you turn up, 2 subscribers, and it's got
my mom and my husband. Yep.
I know, yeah. Why are you bringing this person for? She got 2 subscribers. I'm thinking, well, that can't be right. I thought I'll ask you the question, and I thought, I knew it was not correct. Because it had like a music video from one of your music. Yeah, it's
okay.
It has some content on there. I think 1 or 2 videos, I believe, because I watched.
Video?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have to know what this is. What videos?
I don't know what they were. They're music videos, I believe.
That I'm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite linked.
Weird.
I know. Yeah. I apologize for that.
I see what you went to.
You see what I mean now?
Yeah, it was generated through Spotify. It looks like it's YouTube Music, but when you actually it was generated through Spotify.
Gotcha.
So it's a program called Topic or something like that. So, but people are listening to it. Good for me.
Yes, people listen to it. Yes, they are. But so I think, is that right? Is that the right channel? Maybe there's people unsubscribe because she wasn't updating it. Maybe, but I'm glad it's not the case. So you do have a separate YouTube channel called Kid Cadet.
I sure do, and I found it here. Yeah. So I believe it's just youtube.com/Kid Cadet.
Yeah, there you go. Find it today and subscribe to her and spread her around your community to your friends to help her grow and get out in more exposure, because we do hope that you will go traveling and be able to perform in front of millions of people in years to come, in months to come as well.
You're so good.
Where are some of your places you would love to perform in front of, or maybe even host a panel in front of as well? Would the UK be on the list of your countries?
Oh my gosh, of course. I was supposed to go to Wales Comic-Con, and that unfortunately fell through, not because of me, but because of an agent. So that would have been really fun. I would love to come to like the UK. I would love to do a panel in London. Oh my gosh. I know that they have so many big conventions over there, and Scotland has so many big conventions too. So yeah, wherever they want me, I'm available. I'm just a plane right away. So
that's good to hear. Well, if you ever come near Manchester, because Wales was near Manchester, depending which it's north or south of Wales, but I mean, if you ever near Manchester in the UK, then I need to I should come and meet you in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Do a on the scene interviews I've never done before, so that'd be something new for me.
Of course. I'm available. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. There you go. You're here first. Here the Fowler Show. You can also find my guest, Kid Cadet, on social media. Twitter and Instagram, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, same links, same social medias, Kid Cadet on both Twitter and Instagram. I believe you're on Facebook as well. Is it just Kid Cadet? Facebook like page? Yeah.
Yep. And the Rock Around the Ring page too. So if you want to follow my weekly Monday stream, it's at Rock Around the Ring. So
there you go.
Yeah, go follow.
There you go. Good plug. So make sure you do share around, like her and follow and all that good stuff, and spread her around and help her to get to her next big milestone. I don't know what that might be, but I've certainly followed you on both Twitter and Instagram now to give you an extra follow on both accounts. I know you got 12.9k on Instagram. Maybe about the same on Twitter as well.
I don't know how many people care about me. I'm shocked.
I know.
I'm surprised my mom needs 12,000 Instagrams.
I do. I have to say, I like the poster you've got framed behind you. The horror. Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. I like that.
oh yeah. Rocky Horror is my favorite movie of all time. And this was actually gifted to me by the owner of GalaxyCon. And it has the signatures from Tim Curry on it, Meatloaf, Nell, and Patricia. So the only one I'm missing is Richard O'Brien, but I don't think he really does anything comic wise.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
Fair
it's my
enough.
favorite movie.
It's worth to put into a nice collection and hang it somewhere on your walls where you can look back and say yes. Great
Yeah.
movie, and it's nice you got some of the some great signatures there from your company's boss, which is great to know.
For sure, yeah.
So, what is when you're say drinking when you go out for parties or maybe have an after party at these panels you may do? Do you have any after parties? And if you do you have any go-to drinks you have?
Gosh. So I'm a lightweight, so I typically don't drink. That is bad news. But I will say, oh, someone's missing. My husband just texted me that he misses me, so I'm gonna text him back. And
feel free. Say to him that comment is being broadcast live on YouTube now to everybody around the world.
Today's the one day of the week that he goes into work just to make sure everything's good. All right, so
fair enough.
I guess I'll say this. A couple weeks ago, we went to visit Batista, and he recently did a commercial for Smirnoff Ice, or Smirnoff in general.
Gotcha.
So he gifted us with his Smirnoff drinks. I still have one left because that's how little I drink. I don't. They were delicious. So, if they had those at parties, it's blue raspberry flavored girly Smirnoff drinks, then that's what I'll have. I mean, I guess my go-to is just I'm so boring. Wine, just give me a wine. I don't know.
Any wine, red and white, or is it, or can you drink
Oh
any
God,
wine?
I'm a blush rose, rose day. I want a rose. But yeah, I'm so boring when it comes to ask me more about food, and then we'll have a conversation because I love food.
Yeah. Well, what's some of your favorite food you like to have on the road or heading to these great panels you go to?
I love Indian food so much. So if I go to a city and normally we don't have enough time to explore the city, and we do have food provided to us at the conventions, but if I have time to just be in my hotel room, I will go on Uber Eats and order whatever Indian food I can. Or I love pho. I love Vietnamese food too, and I love spaghetti. Oh my gosh,
I'll tell you a funny story about that, because when I was little, the only thing I would eat was that very food right there. So apparently I would only eat that at breakfast, dinner, and tea. Apparently I was very mad at that. But I was able to get off that because obviously, as a baby, it wasn't a good idea to be eating that all the time.
Yeah, probably not the best baby diet, but I try not to eat that way all the time. But I don't know, I just really, I'll go an extra mile on the treadmill every day if I know that I could have spaghetti. And I do. So, it equals out.
Do you ever with meatballs, or does it on its own?
Yeah, spaghetti and meatballs, of course. Or meat sauce, or Alfredo sauce. Oh my God, I'm so hungry now.
Oh God, sorry. Sorry, well, I do hope you can get something to eat in about, let's say, 20 more minutes, and then... that hopefully you can hang on that long before you have the dash to get some food.
I'm good.
But I mean, because there is some great food, and I didn't know they had Uber Eats over in the US. So there we go. So, yeah. So they're not just an English company, and they're an American company. So there you go. Yeah, go to Uber Eats. We've got Just Eat and Deliveroo.
Oh.
As well, yeah.
Oh, love we have Postmates and delivery dudes. But listen, we have to take a moment to thank these people that are taking the time to bring us our food, because it is a risk every time that you go out and you get in someone's car and or you're in your own car and you bring somebody food. I just want to thank all the food delivery drivers. Thank you, and everybody, of course, that is an essential worker at this time, whether you're stocking groceries or whether you're a surgeon. Just thank you so much to everybody that is just helping at this time. Thank you.
Indeed, indeed. Your service has not gone unnoticed, I'm saying that for sure, at all.
Definitely.
And at crack of a crisis, we now know who are really the important people of the world, really, because we now know who we can count on
Yeah.
in a crisis like this. But I have to say though, because like Just Eat, I'm surprised you guys don't have Just Eat, because we recently Snoop Dogg did Just Eat for us over here. Yeah, we got the Snoopy. Yeah. Have you ever had a Snoopy on your show or anything like that?
No, is he
Oh.
available? No, I've never met Snoop Dogg. I did work with this producer named Scott Storch, who did a lot of stuff with like Dr. Dre back in the day. Like he did this song "Forgot About Dre," and he did a lot of stuff with like Eminem, and so that was neat. He's a crazy person, but that's a whole different story. So.
But I mean, if you ever get on Snoopy, you should call him Snoopy. I don't know why.
John.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard
I'm
that name before. You might not like it. I don't know, but I thought most people call him over here Snoopy. So.
No, we call him the Snoop Double G.
Yeah, there you go. Related to the boss, Sasha Banks, isn't he as well? The cousin. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy, right?
I know. And then, of course, I have to mention you've had on, of course, the annoying. I have to say the annoying. You probably will not agree with me. The annoying Dolph Ziggler on your show, of course, on the worst city in the world, Cleveland, Ohio. That's my heel coming out there. And again, that's his character he portrays on TV. That's my reaction to how his character is portrayed on TV. I'm sure the other side of Dolph Ziggler, the real side of him, Nick, I think his name is a nice guy, a comedian. He does a lot of comedian tours, but the guy he plays on TV, Dolph Ziggler, he's annoying.
So you're saying he's good at his job?
Well, yes, but he's annoying, and it's all about him, and he's always getting title shots which he does not deserve.
No comment.
No comment. Of course, because you're a friend of him. That's the reason why. So, yeah. I'm waiting till the day until I can have Dolph Ziggler on the show, because I can tell that to his face and see what his reaction will be. But apart from that, though, I mean, you've had on Dolph Ziggler from Cleveland, Ohio. The worst football team there is in the NFL. They never win anything, do they? So, Miami, the Dolphins, they've not done a very good job, have they, over the past few years.
Not
Hopefully,
since the 70s.
Yeah, not since the 70s. Yeah, hopefully, maybe 50 years after they did something in the 70s, maybe they can improve this year. Maybe, hopefully. So we have to see about that. Of course, this is the first season with the Las Vegas Raiders as well. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yeah.
I know. I love that name. The Las Vegas Raiders. It's much more catchier than it does then calling the Oakland Raiders. So I thought
Maybe that's the first time I feel out. I don't know. I don't follow sports. I tried to watch the XFL.
The XFL. Yeah, I love the XFL. Yeah. Yeah, I had on a football player from the XFL on there a few months ago. So
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Good for you, man.
He had a cool. He's a very cool guy. But I mean, I was going to bring him on the show to talk about, because they're going to restart the XFL, but then on the 2 days before I was going to have him interview him on the show to be shut it all out business, it came out that they bankrupted, didn't they? So I was like, oh great. I was going to talk about how it's going to come back without any fans, but come back to finish the season, and then 2 days later to announce he's going to come on my show, they announced that it's now bankrupt. So that was not the best way to bring him on the show to talk about that subject, but we did it. But it was cool about it. But we talked about other stuff there. He's got a plan B, and that's the main thing. He's got a plan B, so that's the main thing about it. But I do thank you for that, though. Thank you for that. Because when I got in contact with you, I'm guessing you clicked on the YouTube link I sent you, and just to see who I've had on the show, or do you just believe what I said?
Well, you mentioned Chris Van Vliet, who is a friend of mine, and anyone that he trusts, I trust as well. So, I mean, he's had a crazy, incredible career. So, yeah. And then I saw, Mayra, you interviewed her as well. So, yeah, I trusted you. I did look after, but, I mean, I I mean, it'd be kind of crazy if someone emailed you with like a fake pitch, and it wasn't true.
Yeah.
But, I think that it's important to do stuff like this because you have to, start somewhere. And I think it's really awesome that you're not afraid to just reach out to people. And, it's the same thing with me. Some people say yes, and then some people either don't respond or aren't available or whatever the scenario may be. But you have to be okay with people saying no. But, you at least have to try.
I do hate it when they don't respond at all. Like, they can just respond by saying no, thank you, or kind of thing. Just to acknowledge that they received your email, kind of thing. But some people are funny like that. But I mean, most of the people, do respond either yes or no, and either way, I'm okay with that. If you say no, okay, that's not a problem. I thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for acknowledging my email to say that I actually exist in your bubble, kind of thing. So that's quite cool. Because I emailed yourself and a few other people, and you were the only person who responded last week. So I know. Well,
because I'm the coolest person.
You are. And you were quite fast at responding as well, I have to say. So because I was.
Yeah, I think it's really important to be on top of that stuff too, because when I write to somebody and I don't hear back for a couple days, and then you're like, are they ignoring me, or is it just that they didn't see it? So I think it's really important to be responsive. And my mom always tells me I'm the quickest response that she gets. I'm just, I don't know. And I'm doing a lot of stuff through my computer. So if I do get an email, it comes up immediately. And what am I going to do? Just let it sit there? I'm not the type of.
That's what I do. I'm a bit like you. I do that. But then I for some reason, I rub people the wrong way because I respond to people after maybe about an hour or so saying, are you ignoring me, whatever, and then so so I rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I've gotten blocked. I think that's why.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That's my version, but they probably have another version which I probably didn't get. So so a lot of people do not like me now.
They're lost.
I know, it is a shame, but I don't know what I did wrong to make him block me. That's the only thing I can think of. Or saying something out of context, which can happen by a text, can't it? But you don't actually mean it, so it's annoying. But there we go. Let's talk about this then. So you've had on some great guests, Chris Van Vliet, who also lived in Cleveland, Ohio. We had him on the show last year. He said that the Cleveland Browns were going to win a championship that season. Of course, as I said on the show last year, I said they weren't, and they didn't, because, of course, I know the NFL better than the Chris Van Vliet does. So, so I'm an expert, and I said to him, you should come on the show again. And I never actually reached out back to him because he then did some other crazy stuff, like appearing on AEW and getting loads of fantastic people. So I never got back in contact with him because he's a busy person, so he probably didn't have time.
You should. Well, he's currently driving across the country to move to LA, so
that's
probably won't hear back anytime soon. But I think you should reach out to him. Why not?
Yeah. Well, because I just DM'd him out the blue. I thought he might not respond, but he did, and he said yeah. So
that
was the first big guest to come on my show. So and it's just exploded, as they say. But I enjoyed Myra. And how did you meet up with Myra then? Did you meet her through one of these Comic Cons or shows you do, or through wrestling?
No, I met her through my one-day tenure at NWA. So she was there as May Valentine, and they brought me in for one day to interview the women for a new division they were calling Girl Power. Okay. And that's when I met her, and we really hit it off. I think we have a lot in common when it comes, down to our similar taste of music and stuff like that, and our style, and we just really hit it off. And so we've kept in touch, not maybe as well as I would like, but it's also difficult during these times. It is kind of crazy. I did a little interview thing with her back in April, and it was awesome, and I really wish that she would put them out because it was so much fun, and she got to interview some pretty awesome guests too. But I met her during my one-day stay at NWA. That rhymed. Cool.
It does. Well, you're a songwriter, so of course anything you might say may come across rhyming because you're used to doing lyrics and stuff. And where do you find inspiration better for your lyrics? Do you have to look at something or go out and about and find inspiration? How do you find inspiration for your song lyrics?
So I would say I'm the type of person, I need to hear a melody first. So what I normally do is seclude myself in my bedroom with my little keyboard, and I'll go through and start writing melodies, and I'll see what fits a melody. So like I'll write down a couple things, and I always record myself, no matter like what I play, if it's a sentence or a note, whatever I think would be catchy, I record into my phone, and then I kind of piece it all together. And then I'll go through the song and be like, what does that sound like? Like, what do I hear when I hear this, like, series of notes? And then I'll kind of, like, put it all together. As far as inspiration, I'll write about, like, past romances and all that stuff. But a lot of times it's just whatever comes to my head or whatever I'm currently thinking about. I usually don't go out of my way to be like, oh, this guy I dated in 6th grade, he broke my heart, I'm going to write a song about him. Like, it's not usually like that.
Yeah.
And I do have people that will come to me and they'll be like, wow, like, what is this song about? Like the song I just put out, Liar, they're like, who is this about? I'm like, I don't know, like somebody. I'm sure if the shoe fits, then it's about you.
Yeah.
I try not to, I don't know. I hope that answered your question.
No, it did. Because you're usually asking the questions, and that's the
No.
responding to questions. Like how many episodes have you appeared on where people ask you the questions instead of the way around?
I've been interviewed a couple times, not more than a handful, maybe 5 to 10.
Okay. Do you prefer being interviewed than asking the questions, or aren't you bothered, or are you not fussed?
No. This is fine. I also like being an interviewer. I love to pick people's brains. And by the way, you're doing a great job so far. But it is different to think that people care enough about me to hear what I have to say. It's a little different.
Yeah, well, we do. Here on the Edward Fowler show. I do anyway, so you have one person, but I'm sure after this airs, there'll be lots of people liking this.
My mom and my husband. 3.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we do. We always get lots of likes on this show anyway. And you reminded me actually, because I forgot to send a link to Myra about this show. I messaged her 2 days ago, maybe yesterday, asking if she wants a link because she knew you, and I thought, why not have, send her a link to see if she'd be interested and maybe listen to see if she learned anything new from you. So I just got a response back from her. I'm going to send a link just now, and she said, cool, thank you. So there we go.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're so sweet.
No, you're welcome. Because again, it's about you here on this show. We care about the people who come on the show. So if you come on the show, then we accept you on here. And I got a question for you as well, because you've done a lot of hosting and interviewing. Have you ever had guests stood you up before where they agree to come on your show, but then they no show?
Thankfully, no. But like in the convention sense, like so on my own personal streams and stuff like that, no. Knock on wood, I haven't had that issue yet. But at conventions. Oh, has that happened to you?
Yes, 3 times actually, all this year.
That's not okay. At conventions, a lot of guests would maybe cancel the day before.
Yeah.
But that's not really on my end. That's more on a convention end, or sometimes it's difficult to travel, or they're not able to travel, or people get sick. So it's never been like directly on my end.
Oh no, of course. Those situations are understandable because there might be a serious problem, which there might be a very reason why they can't attend the panel. But I mean, exactly. like for a single stream though, like when you hype it up and all that business, and so that's why I'm a bit cautious nowadays. When I ping on people, they say, "Yeah, I'll come on the show," and now, of course, like, are they going to show up? Because otherwise, I set all my stuff up for nothing, and then it's like, so that's why
people suck. That's not okay.
That's why I messaged you this afternoon just to see if you were wanted the link to the YouTube channel. For like I didn't know how to word it very good, so I didn't
think that's a smart way to do it. Yeah.
To say, yeah, can you share this on your site to get some more viewership for me? Because that's not that wasn't the way I wanted to come across like that.
Everyone of my Twitter is probably not here.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Or I should say my Instagram. That's all right.
No.
That's all right.
Because you might have to re-upload that link on your Instagram because there's another wrong link by me. Well, because I had to start a new stream, but there will be a clip coming out of this show on my Instagram.
Oh, great.
In about a day or so. So please do. I will tag you in it anyway. But So if you like the clip I use, because it's quite hard to choose which bit do I upload. So it takes me a bit
I'm right there with you.
to pick. You're like, oh, don't know what to pick and stuff like that. And like last week, I had on Christy Olsen on the show last week.
Oh, cool.
And it was hard to choose this clip to upload from her bit. So I uploaded a bit about when she talked about AfterBuzz TV, how she got started there. And then she retweeted it on her Twitter. And then Maria Menounos liked the tweet, so she now knows who I am.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think so, yeah.
Now you got to reach out to Maria.
I know. Hopefully she might say yes. You never know, but you never know until you try. I take risks here on the Fowler Show. We've probably been the best people and the best kept secret here on YouTube, I have to say. And my final question to you, because it almost is now at the hour mark.
Almost spaghetti time, yes.
Yes, almost for your food. We do get you ready for your food, to enjoy your food. But I mean, who would you recommend me to contact next to come on this show?
Oh, that is a good question.
It is, isn't it?
Besides Maria
I always ask
Menounos?
that. And if you can't think of anyone right now, you can feel free.
Okay, so are you like more into like the wrestling end of things, or like what's your fandom? Because that would
my fandom, it's very random, because I'll tell you a few different people we've had on the show from outside wrestling. So I've interviewed people on The Apprentice, the UK. So because you got the American version, so I've interviewed some people on the UK version. We've had on some UFC fighters from last year. We've had on who else? Oh, we've had on Mario Diaz Gomez. We've had on who else? 2 American football players as well from this year.
So I would
random
say
people. Lots of random people.
Like along the wrestling line, I would try Marty Bell. She is a really good interview. Like, I think you would get a lot of really cool stories out of her. So are you familiar with Marty Bell from NWA? I mean, she's a really big wrestler here in the States.
Yes. I've heard of her. Yes, I actually was going to reach out to her, but I don't know. I just had I don't know. I just didn't decide to for some reason. I don't know why. I just thought, I think it's because she's got a big following.
Awesome.
That's probably why.
Yeah. Don't let that hinder you. I mean, like, you'll never know until you try. The worst that happens is you get a no.
Yes, and I'm fine with that, by the way. I'm fine. No, I don't like it that people do not just respond to it. It's like annoying. And like, it's like I just don't like. But as long as people respond, I'm happy. Either way, yes or no. Yes or no. But yeah, we interview lots of people. I've reached out to actors as well. So still waiting for some responses for actors and some other sport people. So yeah.
Hopefully you'll get them soon.
Yes, hopefully so. And it's been a great joy having you on the show, by the way. Apologies again for the little interruption at the beginning of the show with YouTube being dodgy this afternoon. So we apologize for that. But we do hope you do come back on the show again, either using this method or in person one day. And because, again, we are reaching our 3rd anniversary next year. So 3rd year anniversary next year, so this has gone quite fast. So hopefully by the 5th anniversary, if this show is still around in the 5th anniversary, depending what happens between now and then, we might do a special first time ever face-to-face people. So I might host a party and invite loads of different people. So you will get an invite, of course, but it depends what you're doing on that particular day or something. Because you might be busy with a Comic-Con or something. So, but yeah, you would definitely get an invite though. So that's one thing I
appreciate that.
Will do. No, you're welcome. But yeah, so make sure you do follow my guest again, Kid Cadet, on social media, Kid Cadet.
Kid Cadet, yes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm getting tired now because I've been awake since 5 a.m. my time, so that's why I'm a bit a bit like my brain's gone mushed. So apologize. Yeah, so follow on Twitter and Instagram, Kid Cadet. Like her, follow her, share all her social media to all your friends to spread the word of Kid Cadet. Because she interviews some great guests, from movie stars to pro wrestlers to celebs. She does it all. She's even a singer and a songwriter as well. And she's going to be releasing some new songs soon. So check them out on Spotify and Apple Music, or on her even YouTube channel. This is not the one with 2 subscribers, by the way. It's the one with a lot more subscribers, because it's called Kid Cadet. So make sure you do subscribe to her and share it that way as well. And you can find me on social media _Edward Fowler _ on Twitter and Instagram, Edward Fowler Show, where you can keep up with the latest clips on my Instagram. It's just for the show only. On Twitter, I mostly like stuff on there. I don't really tweet much anymore. I've gone from a big tweeter to now not tweeting at all, apart from doing my own show. That's it. I like stuff nowadays. That's why I've lost a lot of followers, because people obviously don't think I do much on it. So they unfollow me. But there we go. But yeah, make sure you follow me on there if you want to keep up with what I'm doing when I'm not on the show. And until the next episode drops, which I believe will be possibly next Tuesday, with a great guest of mine. So I'm not going to release it just in case something happens, and then I'll be like, oh, weren't you going to upload a show today? And like, I went to, yes, but plans changed. So yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to keep it on a down low, but you should expect something come up as a premiere next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. But again, thanks to Kid Cadet, and from all of us here, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. I almost forgot what day it was.